What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and most toxic black man on the internet, and I am black up in your face again with some more pro-black commentary. So we might get real toxic on this video, so just be prepared. If the radiation levels go up or your Geiger counter starts going off, just letting you know that's just me on the microphone. That's what's causing it, okay? And I know there are going to be some females out there who don't like what I have to say, but it needs to be said. All right. So, in recent news, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, Tory Lanez, the rapper, has been on trial for allegedly shooting Meg Thee Stallion in her foot. And the trial has gone on, and a lot of very interesting things have come out based on different witnesses' testimony and also the testimony of the people involved in the incident. And it's almost turning out like I originally thought. So let me just go back a little bit. Well, let me preface this entire video by saying this, so anyone doesn't think that I'm biased in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't like Tory Lanez or Meg Thee Stallion. Okay, I think the music that they make is absolute garbage. And if I had to sit in a room with that music playing, I would probably want to jump out of a window. Okay, so don't think that I'm biased either one. All right. Also, don't think that this is a male versus female thing, because I think that is where everyone has gone wrong in viewing this case, because they want to jump on one side or the other of this buffoonish and childish gender war that goes on social media and goes on especially within the black community. It's something that's extremely childish and ridiculous on both sides, and I'm not an advocate for either one. This is not me trying to be part of the gender war. All right. In my original thoughts on the incident where Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion were leaving Kylie Jenner's party, and they got into an argument or whatever in the car, and there were some shots fired, and Meg got shot in her feet. I originally thought that Tory Lanez actually did shoot her. And if he did shoot her, my response to that was, okay, send the Negro to jail, and that be that. But the fact that he didn't immediately go to jail and he wasn't immediately locked away, because in what universe does a black man shoot anybody and is not immediately locked away with the key thrown away? I don't know where that happens at. So right then and there, I knew something else probably happened or something else was going on. Okay, just from that alone. Okay, it doesn't matter if he shot a black woman, because black people shoot each other all the time, and that one black person who did the shooting goes to prison. They don't care about that. They love that, actually. Okay, if a black person commits any act of violence, they go to prison. There are black men who were committing acts of self-defense who are in prison now. Okay, so it doesn't matter to this ridiculous system what you're doing, unless Tory Lanez isn't the one that did the shooting. And in my opinion, my original thoughts on the whole case was, I thought that he had did the shooting, and what the media and a lot of these ridiculous females online did was they took that whole incident and they turned it into not a ridiculous ghetto argument like it really was. They turned it into the black man is attacking the black woman, and black women are just not protected. And Meg ran with that. She ran with that for the rest of her career, basically using that as even having that in her performances and on her live show, on award shows, talking about, protect the black women need to be protected, blah, 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 nonsense, And a lot of these women, whether they be hood rats who live vicariously through the lyrics of Meg Thee Stallion, or you got these black feminists out there who already have an agenda that basically hates black men. So the whole incident with Tory Lanez proved and fed into their Mr. and Miss Seeley narrative of the black male female relationships. So of course they were going along with it, making it seem like Tory Lanez was this big bad monster. The man's like 4 feet tall, and Meg Thee Stallion is basically a giant of a woman. But they made it seem like Tory Lanez was just this evil man, and he shot at Meg Thee Stallion, shot her in her feet, like the scene in Harlem Nights or whatever. And they were, all out there to support Meg Thee Stallion and uplift her and say she's been traumatized and this is black male on black female violence. Black men are so bad. And Meg Thee Stallion is just as much of a black female icon as any black woman who's struggled. She's Rosa Parks. She's like Harriet Tubman. They're putting all types of extras on it, making it seem as if Meg Thee Stallion was some sort of icon of black female victimhood and black female womanhood. Like she just stood strong against the mean old black man and survived the attack by the mean old black man. Now, black females who actually have been attacked by anybody, they don't, when the black females are attacked by white guys, they don't say anything. When that football player beat that poor black girl damn near to death, you barely heard anything from black feminists or any of these hood rats. But when it's a black person or a black male seemingly have assaulted a black woman, now they have a fit. And like I said, they uplifted Meg Thee Stallion, made her seem like she was just this paragon of virtue and black womanhood. She was shot down by the black man, and then she rose again 3 days later to twerk on stage, just rising her to damn near sainthood in their eyes, right? She became their icon. But now with this trial going on, it is shown that possibly that Tory Lanez didn't actually even shoot her. That what the basic situation seems like to me, from what I've seen with this trial, and what I've heard from the testimony, is I guess Tory Lanez was sleeping with both, like Meg Thee Stallion and her best friend. The two women found out about it in the car, and they started having a fight, and they got out of there fighting, and the Meg Thee Stallion's friend went and got a gun and started shooting. Now, when I say she started shooting, I don't think she shot directly at Meg. It sounds like there was a bit of a tussle and the gun went off. And what happened was Meg Thee Stallion got hit by the bullet fragments, not actually shot in the foot. She got hit by the bullet fragments, and that's because a part of the problem was she was outside barefooted because they had just come from a pool party. So basically, it sounds like hot ghetto mess. That's what it sounds like to me. And I've heard of these types of incidents. I've seen these types of incidents. All these people involved were drinking. You know what I'm saying? So nonsense like this happens a lot, and it's going on forever. This is nothing new. My grandmother used to tell me stories about, black folks, males and females, getting drunk at the juke joint, or one accuses the other of cheating or looking at somebody else or whatever. A fight breaks out, someone gets stabbed or shot, but they live again to party and hang out at the juke joint another day. Okay, so it's not anything to get all crazy about. It's not anything to create a black feminist narrative about, nor is it anything to create a black manosphere narrative about. It's a nonsensical ghetto incident, but like I said, because of this whole gender war thing, black males and black females both took sides and I guess tried to uplift their side. But there are at least a number of people out there who have some sense and are just concerned about the truth and the incident itself. Because that's what the trial is about. It's not about protect black women, okay? Because I don't know how black men were supposed to protect Meg in that situation. In my a video that I did years ago, when the incident first happened, I said, I guess black men were supposed to drop everything they were doing and fly out to California like the Avengers or the Power Rangers to save Meg from mean old little ass gremlin looking Tory Lanez. I guess that's what we were all supposed to do. And we didn't rush out there to do that. I guess I was too busy being with my own family. Like, I was probably asleep at the time, or at least getting ready to go to bed, taking a shower or something, getting ready to go to bed with my wife and kissing my daughter goodnight. But I guess I should have been in California to protect Meg the Stallion. You know what I'm saying? And, all us black men are just so bad because we didn't run out there to protect her. I said the best way to protect yourself from situations like that is not to date and hang around with these Rudy Poo emotional Negroes. If Meg Thee Stallion was never around a little emotional gremlin like Tory Lanez, none of this would have happened to begin with, right? That's when I thought that he had actually shot her. I was saying that. I was like, okay, so what do you want me to do? The first, if I tell a black woman you shouldn't be messing around with this little Rudy Poo Negro, the first thing she's going to tell me is to mind my own business. So I can't protect you because you're grown and you can do whatever you want, right? That's always your response to black men who have some sort of sensible advice to give you about the people you hang around, right? So there's nothing I could have said what to do. I could not have protected you. I can't tell you what to do, so I can't protect you, right? So, just wanted to put that out there for that whole protect black women nonsense that they put out, because they always leave out the responsibility part for protecting black women. You see what I'm saying? Like, the black women never have any responsibility. Black women, I guess they want us to believe all black women are like children and they can't police themselves, and we have to overwatch them and watch over them like we're the Black Male Justice League and protect them at all times, have them monitored at all times. But we still can't interfere and tell them who they should date and what they should be doing. We just got to protect them when things go wrong. That's not how it works. That's not how an adult is supposed to operate. Okay? So, once again, the situation with Meg Thee Stallion seemed like it was just a ghetto fight between her and her girlfriend over a Rudy Poot Negro, and things went left and she got hit by some bullet fragments. And a lot of people will say I'm being insensitive to her because she's all sad, or she's pretending to be sad, and like, she even said during the trial she just wishes Tory Lanez would have killed her because of all the stuff she had to go through and all the stuff that she had to hear be said about her. Nonsense. Her career took a boost after that situation happened. Like I said, she was shot down by the evil black man, and she rose again 3 days later to twerk. Okay, so she's been twerking it and shaking her butt cheeks, busting it open and on her knees and whatever. Didn't seem like those bullet fragments did anything to hurt her then, right? She's been doing fine on stage, twerking and bending and doing splits and everything else, rubbing her butt against some other women and stuff like that. So to me, it looked like she was okay. I couldn't tell you that she had been shot or hurt. So, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. Okay. And I know some people will get mad at us, say, well, you're not concerned about this black woman being shot. When there are black men who are shot and murdered, that seems to be more of a concern to me than Meg Thee Stallion getting hit by some bullet fragments over a ridiculous argument she had with her so-called friend, right? Over cheating. I'm more concerned about black men being shot and murdered, or black women actually being killed by police and stuff, like, Breonna Taylor or Tatiana Jefferson. Black men are very concerned about situations like that. And I'd rather concentrate on that and uplift those women and look into what happened to those women and what happened with the people who victimized them, than be concerned with some nonsense between this little midget rapper and Meg the Mustang. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if there's anything I could say about the whole incident itself, is, like I said, it was a ghetto incident that just got blown out of proportion because it was in mass media. There are situations that happen like this in the hood all the time, but no one pays any attention to it. But just because Meg Thee Stallion is a well-known rapper and celebrity, it got all the attention in the world, and everyone was able to build a narrative around it that didn't need to be there. It really didn't even need to go to trial. Basically, they could have handled this in like a settlement court or something, if it was that serious. The fact that there's this long criminal trial going on, I think that was a dumb move on Meg Thee Stallion and her management's part to do that. And then now you got this whole thing where she claims because they're bringing up all the infidelity and the cheating and the backbiting and sneaking around on each other's man and whatnot, because that got brought up in the trial, Meg Thee Stallion is acting like that's embarrassing to her. It's like really, really, you with your whole persona as being a super thought, and you're singing about your wet coochie and all this other stuff in your music. So am I to believe now that you're embarrassed by that? I mean, you're a boss B, right? Aren't you the boss B? So why is that embarrassing? I mean, in all these songs, that's all you girls talk about is how I'm gonna take your man. I can take your man. My coochie is wetter than yours. I can ride better than yours. I can twerk my butt cheeks better than yours. So you can't be embarrassed by that now. If that's your whole persona and that's what all your music is about, how are you embarrassed about it when it comes out in court? I mean, are you saying that that's not what happens in real life and that was just all something made up? But like I say, even if it is made up, if you're singing about it, you can't be ashamed about it. That's like someone singing about drug use and then being ashamed when they find out that, it comes out in court that they snort cocaine or something like that, right? You can't be ashamed of it. That's what you talk about all the time. It is what it is. You chose to put it out there before. Now you can't be embarrassed by it. And they're saying like her Rudy Poop boyfriend, I don't know what the Negro's name is, but he's got all these tattoos and he has the word feminism tattooed across his stomach. Meg was saying that he feels bad and he's embarrassed by all these rumors of infidelity and stuff coming out in court. I was like, well, Negro, you shouldn't be embarrassed or feel bad either. You knew when you got with Meg Thee Stallion. You knew what she was about before you got with her. Why are you feeling embarrassed about it now? I guess he's soft, I guess. I mean, any Negro that has feminism tattooed on his body anywhere is soft. But he's got it tattooed across his stomach. He should have dumbass tattooed across his forehead as well. You know what I'm saying? Doing that. And bitch made tattooed across his butt cheeks. But I mean, you folks can let me know how you feel about this whole situation. Once again, obviously I don't want anyone to be assaulted or shot at or shot or whatever, but this was not a situation that should have gone this far. It was not that big of a deal to begin with. It's not that serious. They could have went to some sort of legal settlement if they felt that it needed to go even that far. But the fact that they let this get blown out of proportion to where there's a criminal trial and all this nonsense about this fake narrative about protect black women. You can't talk about protect black women with Meg Thee Stallion and you're allowing young black girls to be either attacked or molested in this ridiculous system that we live in. See what I'm saying? And you're talking about just want to protect just this rapper who got into an ignorant ass situation. You want to protect her? There are real black women who are victims of crimes and assault and everything else who need real protection that I am more concerned about. Like I said, more concerned about them than Meg the Mammy. You folks let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on these devils' back.